Hello, my name is Duncan Bell. I'm T3's lifestyle editor, this week at least, and this is Spencer Hart, the lifestyle writer, aka Sidekick Spence. And we are here to tell you about the things they don't want you to know about fitness trackers. Many of you will have got fitness trackers for Christmas. I've got 2 at the moment. I've got 6 or 7 down my arm. It's like a Fitbit and a mundane watch. So what do people need to know about fitness trackers, Spence?
Well, I suppose the first thing you need to know before you've bought one is you don't necessarily need the most expensive one.
Yeah.
Like GPS running watches with all the bells and whistles.
Well, they are quite costly.
Yes, they are, and they're more geared towards serious runners.
Yeah.
If you're
the
running
clue's
for a
in the
marathon.
name, isn't it, Spence?
It is. A running watch is, surprisingly, for runners.
Aimed pretty much at runners. Whereas if you're some kind of lard ass who is taking the first tentative and quite roly-poly steps into fitness, then you can get a fitness tracker. But again, you don't necessarily need the most expensive fitness tracker with amazing sort of apps and things when you can pick one up from China for about 15 quid.
Another thing they don't want you to know is that a phone, that's in your hip pocket most of the time is just as accurate as, or even more accurate than wearing a fitness tracker on your wrist.
Yeah, because in general, people do walk using their legs, which end in your hips, as opposed to their arms.
Unless you walk on your arms.
Very educational, this video, isn't it? Unless, for whatever reason, you don't want to carry your phone around with you all the time, which I assume most people watching this do carry their phone around with them all the time. Most modern phones can track steps. And then obviously if you want to get more serious, they've got GPS in and they can do all sorts of things. So that is another potential option, is don't buy a fitness tracker at all and just use your phone. I expect we're going to sell lots of advertising to fitness tracker brands around this video. So what's the third thing that they don't want you to know, Spence?
So another part of fitness tracking is calorie counting. Most of the bands kind of calculate your how many calories you've burned. It's not that accurate.
Yeah, would it be fair to say that a lot of the calorie estimates are horseshit, in fact? I think that's fair to say. I mean, basically, they have different algorithms, and they have a stab at trying to work out how many calories you've burned. But there's 2 things to bear in mind, which is one, a lot of the time they aren't only calculating the number of calories you've burned by exercising, by moving or whatever. They're actually, obviously you burn calories just by standing up. I'm burning calories at a crazy rate just by talking to you now. So you need to be aware of that. And then the other thing you need to be aware of is the calorie estimates are not very accurate, even because technically with a heart rate monitor, the ones that have heart rate monitoring, they should be more accurate, but even that isn't necessarily the case. So although it's okay to use it as a guideline, and if you're looking to lose weight, you might be looking to eat fewer calories across the course of a week, a month, a year. So if your number of calories is going down, not to 0, hopefully, but if it's going down, then that's probably a good thing. But don't think, oh, I've burned 2,000 calories on the treadmill, so I'll have 2 trifles now.
And the final thing,
the final thing that they don't want you to know about,
yes.
the thing that they're keeping hidden, is what?
Is 10,000 steps is meaningless, isn't it?
Well, it's not meaningless because 10,000 steps is better than doing no steps.
Well,
I mean, if you speak to a man in an iron lung and say, well, 10,000 steps, that ain't much, he's going to be, I'd be quite happy to do 10,000 steps. And now you've upset me. I was having a bad time anyway, and now.
10,000 steps is trivial then, for most people.
Well, yeah, it's a good starting point. Let's face it, step counters, they're not necessarily going to be super accurate anyway, so have you really done 10,000 steps, or have you done 9,000 or so? Maybe you've done 15,000. But again, it's a progression thing. If you're doing more steps every day, every week, if you've got a target in mind, a goal in mind, and your stats are going up, then that's a good thing. So yeah, think of 10,000 as the first step on a long journey to fitness and health. Buying a fitness tracker isn't going to make you fit on its own. So probably there's something to be said for starting off using your phone as a fitness tracker because there's no outlay involved. If you can hit targets using the apps on your phone, then maybe fitness tracking is for you, and you can upgrade to a fitness tracker, a step counter, and then maybe at some point in the future when you're doing ultra marathons to a GPS running watch.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do it for you. So basically have goals in mind. Buy the type of fitness tracker or watch that is going to suit your fitness goals. Don't take anything that it says as gospel because the step counts and the calorie counts are not super accurate. But as long as your figures are going up and you're using them consistently and you're using them in the way that's going to help you get fit, then they can be of use. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If you want to know even more about fitness trackers, you can watch this video here, where we go into even more detail about fitness trackers. We've been Spencer and Duncan from T3. See you next week.